I was for the last few days when Vijay asked me to contribute in this discussion, I was wondering in which way I can really be fruitfully engaged in this discussion. But I thought that I should share my own ideas about the concepts which has been incorporated in part of the title for the discussion. The very idea of merit and appreciation of what is merit and meritorious or as a person is concerned. Just getting the clue from the previous speaker, Sanal Mohan sir, there is a point of time in history where every society was stratified, and we too is too uh, strongly been stratified. And anybody who is born in India can definitely be placed in some strata. And every strata is attributed with certain types of qualities, obligations, vocations. And they're supposed to be in that strata, and interstrata mobility is something which is unheard. Though historically we claim that this stratification was based on guna and dharma of quoted the declaration in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna himself owned that he is responsible for the creation of Chaturvarnya. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. But the guna and karma, some point of time has already been deleted. And it's been determined, the varna is being determined by way of birth. And there is a total ceiling of inter-strata mobility. So by virtue of that birth, it is said that you are being there in this particular strata. You are being called upon to the duties in the station of your life. And discharging the duty is your dharma and karma, beyond which you are not expected. And when you say that you're in a particular strata of society, having a particular duty to perform, you are meritorious so far as that particular aspect is concerned. And you engage yourselves through centuries, through generations, and acquire the merit which is required for discharging that particular function which is handed over from generation to generation. But I am asking the question, am I supposed to do only that work which the society has ascribed to me because of accident of birth in a particular caste or community? And if I claim that I am capable of doing other work which is not expected to me traditionally from me, there is no opportunity which is available for Indian society to test that ability of the person to migrate to the higher level or even to go down to the lower level of social order where his taste and his ability is being fitting into. So the merit is accepted, merit is encouraged, merit is acquired, but only with respect to certain aspects of the social life. We are born as a son of an agriculturalist labor. They are the custodians of knowledge of how the agriculture is to be operated. It has been inherited by the next generation. It's taught on-job training, just like the fisherman taking his son or to the seas and teaches him to how to enter into this specialized job. But when you say that, why can't you come out and this has not been accepted? That is why we said that there is a point of time in history where we try to break it away. That is where we call it as the emergence of new social order in capitalist society, where individual merit is being asserted and accepted. It is not the strata from which you are claiming, it is your ability as an individual which is counted, encouraged, and been made use of by the society for its progress further. And this, in communist ideology, we call it as liberating the individual from the feudal yokes, become free individuals, free citizens, forming part of the capitalist society where his labor is available, who can, whatever things he is capable of, the society can extract it from. No more the bonds are there which is being tying him to the earlier social order. And when you say that I am coming out and then free, don't ask me from which strata you are coming from. Ask me the question, what are you capable of? In that situation, Indian society never allowed us to have that much freedom. The caste hierarchy always insisted that you should continue with the traditional job. In Kerala, so historical context, we know what happened to Dr. Palpu. Asking for a permission to do medicine, you said it's not allowed. Just go out, study, come out and say that give me a job. Said no, you cannot. Why? It's not because he is not meritorious. The ability of that person to acquire the merit, trained and get it that station of life is stands denied because of the orthodoxy which is prevalent, against which we have to quarrel and say that no, this is not the way. And we know that these have been liberated now. Nobody says that you cannot get an admission to medical college because you belong to a particular community. Only for this upper community, this is open. No longer it is acceptable. When it is opened up and when you are being trying to get it, how many of you could get? When you are being competing with other groups which has been so favorably situated in all these developmental stages, when you are also pitted against them and you find that there is none of you are getting admission. Are you not entitled to get? You can say that no, you have no merit. What is the merit? When you are being competing with others, which is judged by some group, which is questionable in many respects, which I am not entering into. Assume that there is a perfect way of hierarchical arranging the persons in the order of merit without any consideration of any other extraneous things other than what is required for discharging a function to which he has been aspiring. And in that, these fellows who are being historically been disadvantaged is not coming up. Should not the social justice demand that they should get a preferential treatment over others because of this handicap which has been there? There is one way of looking at how the reservation has to be argued and said that since we are being excluded, even the Manusmriti period onwards, we can see that those who have been denied the access to Vedas, knowledge, you are being supposed to have only your physical labor to be exalted. Anything intellectual, he says you don't have the intellectual ability. This is a prejudice. And when you come out now for a modern time, when the capitalist society, which I doubt whether we really been moved into a social situation wherein capitalist social order has been imbibed these ideas. I fear that it's still been continuing in the feudal mold, which has not been broken that mold and came out with having a full acceptance of individual and individual's merit in that sense which is accepted in capitalist society. That continues to be there. So when you say that what is the quality to become a lawyer? Should be a lawyer, should be a Brahmin who is well versed in Sanskrit and who can read all Sanskrit text and interpret it. Can I study Sanskrit? You say, no, you can't be, because you are not supposed to. This is what we are challenging. He said, I'm capable of. If I am capable of learning it, why can't I get admitted? You say that no, you can only for that classes. That exclusion is being challenged. Test my merit based on the capability which I can exhibit when I say that I got admitted. And that's why now we say that it's not being a Brahmin or knowledge in that particular thing, which by virtue of your inheritance you are getting, but your ability to pursue a course which teach you the nuances of law, you are become eligible to practice law. And we say that regulatory measure is that should we have an LLB? So in that level, we are now coming out of the traditional mold and say that there's a way in which you can prove your merit by getting admitted and competing and coming out successfully, and then start the practice of any profession, either a lawyer or a medical person, or whichever is being totally regulated in that manner. But within that, then I also already mentioned, when the competition field excludes you because of disadvantages, not disadvantages your intellectual ability, disadvantages because of the social circumstances, you are being placed in the earlier century. Because you have, even in biology, when you see the innate qualities of a person, I still remember the discussion which I had in our BSc class. is the nature or the nurture. A discussion which ends by citing many examples wherein the nature never expresses unless the nurture is also there. Nurture can remain dominant unless the nurture also comes in. And nurture alone is not sufficient to come out with the nature which is inherently not there. So it's a combination of nature and nurture. And you say the argument is that by virtue of birth itself, your nature is something inferior, which is not admitting. Because the modern science, genetics never accept that. Genetically, we are different. Is the custody of good genes which makes you more intelligent is the custody of any particular group or class in society. It is equitably distributed in the whole society. Within all classes, there can be super and inferior categories of individuals. So it's the superiority is not an aspect which has been acquired because of the birth. So it's the identification of this merit which is inherently there. What are the methods? Psychology shows that there are many methods. You can have IQ test, a personality test, you can have aptitude test. The acceptability of those tests is depending on the your knowledge in the sciences which deals with that, which I am not competent to deal. But we say that there are methods, models, method to identify the merit of the person concerned. And something is lacking the nurture, which is being making them inferior to inferior in the sense that comes in the role inferior to other person who acquired it. Then he said there is a support which is required for the person who has to come out, and for we say that for coming centuries, years, it will be leveled up and they will be. This one aspect. The other is the merit. The question of reservation is being viewed as a representation in many aspects of the life, not only in employment, governing yourself, becoming an MLA, MP, Panchayat member, or becoming a part of the administration, which is also responsible for the whole society. You can also have the representation that. Second level of argument for reservation is of this. If you are not being adequately represented, you say that you are not meritorious. No. It is because of the imposed disabilities which has been there for centuries, which makes us incompetent in one level to be equivalent to you in getting into this sector. So social justice demands that this should be supported also. So in that level, this is also another aspect of getting representation into all these administrative stage, wherein there is reason to argue that we should get that representation. And another aspect is that when you are saying that you are all equal in that pedestal, all the minimum qualification which is required for a job is there. And there are too many people who comes out for a limited number of seats which is available. How to say merit has to be assessed. Because either we want the best to be posted in a particular position. Then how to do that? Identify that best. Where it comes in the biases which may be there. Seeing a person itself, you may say that, okay, he seems to be very good. Fair complexion, well built, well dressed. Impressions created. Belongs to my own region, my own language, my own caste. By that, I have got much impressed by that person's appearance itself. And 80% is success is there because of this XYZ reason, which has nothing to do with the ability of the person to discharge a function. These biases are there, which have been addressed by the modern governments, modern government systems by saying that you could not discriminate. And this discrimination legislation in many parts of the world, there are specific legislation which target this anti-discrimination. Obvious reasons where you exclude. And by getting into the service, you can analyze it and see how the system works and how much representation is there. That's why we say that based on the representing the population, we are supposed to have represented the public administrations also, which is the yardstick, which we don't have the full data to know it at the stand today. But traditionally, there was reasons to say that you are not being allowed to get represented there. The other obvious reasons you can always eliminate through these processes. But subtle discriminations, subtle distinctions is very difficult to identify and come out with the exact argument that there is a discrimination. Probably the statistical methods may allow us to have the clear picture emerging. For example, when you are been joining with a senior to be trained as a lawyer, the opportunities you get in that office depends on senior's color, senior's caste, religion, and your affinity to or distance from that group. Very subtly, there can be a distinction being maintained where that much catering or the protection is not being afforded to you, opportunities are not afforded to you, systematically, gradually, you can be eliminated from the field. If you are not being fully trained as a good lawyer, you can never be aspire to be a judge in the system. So the subtle distinctions which can be perpetuated in society can be used as a unconscious methodology for elimination of certain classes which they consider to be not up to us. This is going on. Even the present day society is going on. You can observe it in many aspects of life. These subtle distinctions are being made where you are being segregated systematically because of the caste considerations. I don't know how to fight it. Probably by seeing the intake of the persons, the training which is afforded, and final filtering and how many persons remains, maybe indications why something is wrong there. For example, the number of persons who took LLB, how many of them really ended in doing practice? How many of them shed out from the profession? And if you probe in why, what is the reason? Probably there may be because of the lack of resources for you to sustain the initial difficulties of any younger lawyer. Or because you may be frustrated because of other consideration which weighs and you perceive that you are different from others. So you can conveniently take a diversion. So these are things which normally is happening, which has not yet fully been documented in context. So if you want to have a full picture of how this works, I think this is the areas where we may have to focus attention and get the hard data to establish and see that this is the data, which unfortunately I don't have in my hand to argue it and say that these are the data which is. I've seen so many data, it's outside other countries. USA do have good number of data wherein these discriminatory processes have been documented by social scientists who focus on these issues. India also, I think, we may need hard data to establish and say that this is something which is happening. And inherent superiority is being demolished by science now. Absolutely no distinction between you and me genetically. Distinction comes only in the training and grounds on which you get the trained. And if that is different, your hard achievement to get a 50%, 50% maybe sometimes be much more achievement than person who gets 80, 75. That's why sometimes we say that equating them in that respect. Had you been in the same pedestal, you might not have been passed. This is my merit which has been showing that level. But these arguments or realities which has not been acknowledged at all. So this is what I feel that I could share with you as my straight thoughts on these issues. I don't know, this is not been fully authenticated discourses. This is my thought process which has been giving, seeing all these historical things which already been read somewhere and forms an opinion. But the real statistical materials to support this and show that statistically, scientifically, that this is exactly the position in social life is something lacking on my side. So in that level, my Solian aspirations have really been state thought which comes into my mind. It's not a scientific conclusion which has been drawn by a deeper study into the issues. I think this is sufficient for me to interact in this session. Thank you.